If you don't value your time, neither will others. Stop giving away your time and talents, start charging for it. I'm Anthony from Pittsburgh Fit, and I'm gonna take you through today's HIIT at home strength workout. We're gonna start with our warm-up triplet. What we wanna do is grab a pair of dumbbells or a single dumbbell holding each side. We're gonna start with 10 light curls. We want that elbow to be pinned nice and tight to the body. Curl those dumbbells up. We're gonna have a hammer curl position, tap the top of your shoulders and lower back down. Now, when you come down, what I want you to do is squeeze your tricep to actually push those arms straight, then snap them back up nice and fast. Every time, come down to the bottom, just punch them straight and pull back up for a total of 10 reps. You should choose a weight that you can get through 10 relatively easily. Now, our next part of the warm-up is gonna be push-ups. We're just gonna put those dumbbells down on the ground, come on down to the floor, and just do regular chest to deck push-ups. We wanna try and keep those elbows pinned nice and tight to the body. The hips and thighs and stomach should stay off the ground. The only thing that touches is your upper body. You're more than welcome to drop those knees down to the floor or use a wall to make the 10 push-ups a little bit easier. Now, our next exercise is gonna be a body weight good morning. So standing up nice and tall, we're gonna have our hands behind our head. We're gonna drop our chest down to the floor as low as you can. Take a little pause down here. I want you to focus on keeping those knees back and then snapping it back up. So lower down to the bottom and rip it up to the top nice and quick. We have 10 reps of each one of those exercises for 2 rounds. Then we'll move on to our next set of exercises. We have 10 squat jumps. We're gonna jump up and pull the knees up into the air a little bit as we go. So we're gonna pick our squat stance nice and steady, a little bit wider than the hips, a little bit more narrow than the shoulders. You're gonna drop down below parallel, jump and pull those knees up a little bit. And then repeat. So try and land back into that position so you can go right into that next rep. It's okay if the first couple you have to stop between the reps, just so that you can find a pattern for the last 5. Our next exercise is gonna be plank shoulder taps. We want you laying or in a push-up position. This time, what I want you to do is keep your right arm lifted up in front of you nice and straight. Then you're gonna reach across your body towards your left hip. Then you're gonna come back to that plank position. Then you got left arm all the way up. Reach towards that right hip across the body and then reset for a total of 10 reps. Jess is gonna do a couple quick for you. We'd like you to keep your hips nice and even, nice and flat. We wanna try and minimize any motion that comes out from the hips. Good, our last exercise, you're gonna come on down to the ground for sit-ups. Laying on your back, we're gonna have our feet tucked this time. I want your heels as close to your butt as you can, and your goal here is to try and push into the ground while you're doing your sit-ups. This takes away some of the hip flexors. It's hard to see in a demonstrative purposes, but Jess is gonna reach up over her head, she's gonna swing her arms and reach past her feet, trying to keep her feet in contact, pressing into the floor. Give me a couple reps. It's a little bit tricky and takes a little bit of time to get used to, but that's all right, I'm sure you'll do great. So that's gonna be the last exercise in our warm-up. Now it's time to move on to our strength portion. We have a TABATA style strength element. What that means is you have 20 seconds on of work, 10 seconds off of rest, immediately into 20-10, 20 work, 10 rest, 20-10, 20-10. A true TABATA is 4 minutes or 8 rounds of exercises. So what we're gonna do is take 2 exercises and alternate between the 2. So you have 20 seconds of dumbbell bicep curls, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds of deficit push-ups, 10 seconds rest. That's gonna be 1 round. It should be 1 minute. So we're gonna work for 8 minutes in total. Now, Jess is gonna grab onto her dumbbells. These should be a little bit heavier than what you used in the warm-up. You're gonna pull your shoulder blades together. Your gaze is gonna be straight ahead with a little bit of an upward tilt. Snap those dumbbells up in a hammer curl position, lower them back down, squeeze those triceps and pull it back up. You're gonna work nice and quick. We want you to pick a weight that you can work through for almost all 20 seconds, the first couple rounds, and then after that, if you slow down, that's totally fine. Now you have a short rest, so it's a quick transition. You're gonna take those dumbbells, put them right on the ground. Now instead of putting our hands on the floor for push-ups, we're gonna put them on the back half of the dumbbells. So your hands are not gonna be on the handles, you're just gonna rest your palms on the head of the dumbbell. Then you're gonna go to your push-up position, drop down, hit that chest to the floor, and then pop right back up. We're not doing anything funky with pauses or tempos, you're just gonna go nice and fast. Tap that chest, press. Every time you push up, you should exhale to help build tension in the body. Thank you, and relax. Now in our Tabata session, we want you to try and be as consistent as you can round to round in total number of reps. So what we want to see is you start out with maybe 15 curls, and then maybe the first 4 rounds you get 15, the last round you should only be at 11 or 12. What we don't want to see is you start out with 25 curls, and by the last round you're only doing 2 or 3. So we want you to, our goal is to keep the same amount of consistent reps every single time. That's true for both the curls and the push-ups. Now, it's time to move on to our conditioning piece. We have a 16-minute workout. As many rounds as possible, you're gonna go through this cycle in 16 minutes. We have a 400-meter run, 20 tuck jumps, 20 up downs, and 20 dumbbell hang power cleans. Now, you're more than welcome to go on a 400-meter run or a 60 seconds run in that same ballpark, or we have a little substitute for you. We're gonna do a little pattern. So Jess is gonna start in a plank position. So instead of a 400-meter run, you're gonna do plank shoulder taps, 3 on each arm, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Then you're gonna do 2 mountain climbers on each leg, pulling that same knee up to your elbow. So right knee touches right elbow. Then you have 1 push-up. So that's gonna be 1. So she's gonna go through the pattern a couple times for you. So you have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, then mountain climbers 1, 2, and then 1 push-up. One more time for me. So this is gonna be our pattern. You can either do it 15 times through this cycle, or you set a clock for 60 seconds and you do as many cycles of those 3 exercises as you can in 60 seconds, then we're gonna move on. So tuck jumps. Hands are gonna be at your sides, you're gonna swing them up into the air, you're gonna pull your knees up into the chest. The goal is to rebound. Every time you smack those feet on the floor, they go right back up. These exercises should move by pretty quickly. It's a big core burner, so make sure that you keep breathing throughout, otherwise the first round is gonna be really difficult. So we have 20 tuck jumps, then 20 up downs. We're gonna do the burpee without the push-up. You guys have done enough push-ups in the training so far. Hands go down, kick back, kick right back in, and stand. If you notice how Jess's hands are coming down to the ground, her palms are nice and flat. We're not getting down to a position onto the fingertips. The last exercise is dumbbell hang power cleans. You need a pair of dumbbells for this one. Facing me, she's gonna bring those dumbbells where her hands are even with her knees. On the outside of your legs, your feet are gonna be in a little bit closer than normal. From here, you're gonna jump to full extension and then catch in a quarter squat. So watch her do the first part. Go, catch, stand all the way back up, then those dumbbells are gonna come right back down to the level of the knees. Your hands wanna be just outside the knees. I'm not picky with where the dumbbells are, that's just gonna be our position. So give me 5 quick reps being very deliberate. So jump, drop, stand. Jump, drop, stand. Good, you have 20 reps through the cycle just like that. It's not a big squat, just make sure that it's a primarily leg-driven movement. We're gonna cycle these through relatively quickly. So you finish those hang power cleans, you go right back into the run or the gymnastic cycle, 400, 20, 20, 20. As many rounds as possible in 16 minutes. Have a great workout and a great rest of your day.